Hi guys, so I've got my glasses on and we're going to get down to real business. We need to get our brochures ready to go. So let's talk about what we need to get on our brochures and some ways of doing it, because like everything else, this is our business, the way we want to do it, so nobody's way is right. The only thing that I will suggest, fully suggest, on the back, we need a name, your phone number that you can be reached at, and your e-store. If you don't want to put your phone number, you can just put your e-store, but I recommend putting the phone number. People want to know that there's somebody behind there, unless you're planning on doing a full online period. I would get your phone number on there. So the three minimum things: name, phone number, e-store. We can handwrite those. That is the cheapest and easiest way to do it. Sit in front of the TV, fill out, get your brochures ready, start writing your name and phone number, e-store on there. Writing them is the cheapest way to do it. We're here to make money. So if that is an option for you, then great. Start writing away. Just get that information on there. With MS, my team will know, there was no way I was going to be able to do that. I started with stickers. I started with making the Avery just labels. What are these? 2.5 inch, 1 inch by 2 5/8 inch. So they're just 30 per page. They're white labels. I went cheap. So 30 labels per sheet. And I put them through my printer, and I came up with the exact same thing that I told you guys to put on them. Sometimes I do them in black and white. Sometimes I pop some color. Depends on what's in my printer at the time. Doesn't have to, no way is right. No way is better than another. Phone number, name, e-store, independent sales rep. If you're not handwriting it, I would go ahead and get that on there. So stickers, you can just pop a sticker on the back of each one of those, just the mailing address. The third way to do it, which is what I moved up to, because as now I'm at 60, 70 books a campaign, I was a lot of stickers, because I'm going to show you that I used the stickers in other ways also. So what I ended up doing is I ended up buying a stamp. You can get these. I got mine through Vistaprint. You can get them through Town & Country, which is on youravon.com. That is our supplier that gives us a discount, makes things especially for us. But you're more than welcome to go through, get your business cards there, get your stamps there. Use another company. I used Vistaprint, not promoting either one. It's completely your choice. But I did go with a stamp. Will tell you with a stamp, it takes a drying time. These books are slick, so when you put that ink on there, it's going to take a couple of hours of drying time. So I literally will line them up on my table. I used to use my dining room table. My husband got tired of that and now has provided me with a card table in my office, so that I'm not taking up the dining room table. But wherever you have a surface, line them up, stamp them. I usually do them at night and then gather them up the next morning, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you're doing it during the day, I think it only takes maybe an hour or two for it to dry, so it's not having any smearage. So those are your three ways to get your information on there. The other thing you need to do is possibly date it. I date my books for the day before I'm going to place my order. And I put the date on here to customers that I am handing. They're my normal customers. So they know I order every 2 weeks, and they'll go by that date, and they'll know they need to have their orders to me. I follow up if they haven't called me, but they have an idea of when I'm going to be placing that date or that brochure. So I put my date on there. Avon, on occasion, has gone back and forth to where they will put dates on there, and sometimes they won't. If they do happen to put a date on there, it will have a start date and an end date, just like our campaigns. But what those dates are showing is that when that brochure is live on our e-stores. So what that's not saying is what day we're placing it personally, and that we all know that brochures are good for 3 campaigns. So when I said I use those labels for other things, I made a label that said missed the date, no problems. This brochure is good for 6 weeks. That way, when the company was putting that on there, they know it's good. And even when I'm writing my date on there, they know it's good. Now, I write my date on there for my customers that I'm handing this to and that order from me every week. If I am putting this out in an office, if I'm just throwing it in a doctor's office, if I'm handing it to somebody, Lord help if I'm tossing them, if I'm giving them out any other way, I don't even put a date back there, because I don't want anybody to think that this book is expired. I want them to call me, and then I will work with them if they have a book that's way out of date. Most of the time I can get them the core product for the same price. It's just going to be the seasonal stuff that will be hard to come by. And then I'll just say, hey, you happen to have an older brochure, I can get you the core products probably for the same price or better. But let me get your address and make sure that I get you a new book. No problem. But you don't ever want them to think, if it's not one of your regular customers, you don't want them to think the book is bad, because it's not bad. We always want to be able to use our books. So that is what we need to get on the back. At some point, we need to get date if we're handing it to our regular customers. I've gone over with my team, let's get on a 2-week cycle, preferably at the beginning of the campaign so we don't have shortages, and get them used to that 2-week cycle so that they know we're going to put an order in for them and we'll have their products for them. And pick the way that's best for you on the information. That is the basics of prepping your book. Let me give you some advanced other ways that I like to do in different situations. Especially if I use helpers, or I am in an office situation or something like that, we have callback notes, which on the front say, oh gosh, let's tear off the beginning of it. It says, hi, I'd love to offer you Avon's personalized service. Please look through this brochure and list the items you want on the order form on the other side. And then at the bottom, it has for your information again. Again, you can write it, but I will tell you, for me, I just grab that stamp, and because this is paper, no drying time, it's done. So they have my information on that. But what's on the other side is an order form. So I can slip this order form into the books, and if one of my helpers or I am passing these out in the office, all they have to do is return this little slip with what they want to me. And some of my other customers prefer that too. These are smaller to write on, but very pretty, and they are 20 cents for 30 or 50. They're reasonable. They're very reasonable. They're not very expensive for a booklet. The other way to do it completely free is to order on your supply list. There are order books. These are free. What you're going to get is pretty much exactly what I showed you over there. They're just not as pretty. But what you can do is you can open this up from the beginning. See the order form? Stamp your information down here. Pull it, rip it out of the book, put it in the brochure, and now they have a free to you, no cost, free to you way to give you an order slip back. And you don't have to worry. These are made for carbon copy if you do handwritten receipts. But if you're putting them in a book, it does not matter which sheet you're giving them. You're just putting this in as an order form. So that is your free way. So that is 2 ways to put order forms in your brochures for any of your customers to return to you, and just make it easier for them. So I like to do that. But I was also telling you guys that the labels are really good for other things. So, like I said, sometimes I use color, sometimes I don't. I have different ones I use. Join my team. This one happened to be in color. I had color in my printer. Join my team. New reps 40% off everything. $25 sign up. No inventory, no sales quota, and my link. I can take this pretty little sticker here, take it off, and put it somewhere on the brochure. And I switched this up so that it doesn't always have the same things, but now I've got it on every brochure. I've just put that little sticker on there. They can join my team now. They have the information to do that. So join my team. Sometimes I play games with my customers. Change it up, keep it exciting. Here's another one that I found online. Somebody else was using it. It's not my idea. Ever sharing one Avon, guys. For every $25 you spend, you will receive an entry for a free A box from me. Will you be the next winner? So I put this on the brochure, and then on the following brochure, I would make up stickers with the winner's name and see and keep the game, maybe keep the game going. Here's one. Here's another one. That's a good idea for the front one. Take me, I'm free. That is a huge one. When I put them in lobbies, if I'm dropping them in the laundromat, I have a friend with a dog shop. I have a friend with a salon. When I'm just laying them in their lobbies, they're letting me do that. I try to make sure I put a Take Me, I'm Free label on the brochure, because sometimes people think that the brochures are only for the company, like their magazines. You wouldn't go in there and take their Vogue magazine. I mean, you just wouldn't do it. So you need to make sure that they know that these brochures are free for them to take home and shop from and contact you. Here's another one I use. I can post these up on the website for express service online. My e-store, 10% discount code welcome10, $40 plus order, always free shipping. I would use this if I'm out of town, if I'm in a hospital, if I'm somewhere that would not be convenient for me to deliver back to. This would be the sticker that I would want to put on there to show them that I would really prefer them to shop online. There's a discount code on there for them, and yeah, make it easy. So I use these for different reasons. There's a ton of them online. We all use them for different ones. When we have fragrance petals, make one up that says this is the fragrance that's free, and pop it on the front of the brochure. But that is, okay, I know I am 15 minutes into this, but brochures, that is some of the basics of getting the brochures together. We've talked about samples in the brochures. We talked about that in another one. But yeah, get your brochures together. Easy. And the more brochures, let me just say this one last thing. The more brochures you hand out, the more customers you're going to have. I know that there is an upfront cost involved, but if you're not getting them out, customers aren't looking. So either be sharing your brochures on your e-store, sharing your e-store link so that they can look at your brochures there, or handing them a brochure, or going through the bulk mailing. That's something else we can go through later. But you got to get your brochures out there, and they've got to be a way for them to get back in contact with you. So with that, if you have any questions, let me know. But brochures 101, let's get them together and start making some sales. So good luck, team.